This is Talia, co-founder of Stationery. I am sharing my second spread with you guys. We will call it Remember Rest. And that is because I got my menstrual cycle on this very morning that I did this spread. And if you've ever experienced that, I don't know. I think sometimes it just puts you in a very different headspace. Whether it's like a better headspace or a worse headspace just depends. And I don't know. Excuse me. On that particular day, I just was feeling overwhelmed. Not like for any particular reason. I just was like in pain and overwhelmed. And so I didn't really have a goal. I just started making lines and I went to red for some obvious reasons in terms of like, all right, like we're leaning into this theme. And I'm just laughing now because I don't know. It's like when I look at this spread, it's like the most chaotic spread I've done to date. And I don't know what I was thinking as I was doing it. Cause like I don't I didn't have a vision, which I don't normally have a vision when I do a spread, but I usually have some kind of like idea of what I'm going for, I guess. I don't know how to phrase it, but like in this particular one, I think I just got really overwhelmed by all my stationery. Like here I'm just like flipping through all these papers that I have that are like really cute and I like want to use them, but they just weren't really fitting the red lines that I had already created. I think that's what I did wrong. I like looked at everything after I had already committed to the red lines. And I don't know, those red lines and the remember rest were not really doing it for like my stationery vibes. And I was trying to make it work by going through all my stationery, but I just got really overwhelmed. So, if you have any tips and tricks on kind of like how to stay organized and how to like keep, not even like it doesn't need to be super organized, but just how to like keep track of your general sense of what you have in terms of your junk journaling like tools and scraps. I don't know how to like papers, stickers. I don't know what they're called. Supplies, I guess. They're supplies. I'm clearly having a breakdown with this video as I rewatch it. Um, but yeah, so I had an idea as I was like you can see me like developing an idea with this background about like change in all things is sweet. Like I kind of liked it because I don't know, I'm always craving sugar at this time. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of like a fun idea. But then I started playing with more like these deco rolls or runs. I don't know what they're called. And what I liked, I thought they were like a stamp for some reason, but obviously the shape is more like a whiteout tape. And that is kind of what it is. It's like a sticker as opposed to a stamp, which makes sense retrospectively. But when I was buying it, I did not make that connection at the time. Um, and so I kind of was just having fun with that. And then I was like, okay, well, how do I add it? Where do I want to add it? And so yeah, I really am I'm playing with like layers in this one. The concept of like texturizing the spread. It sounds like the wrong phrasing, but you'll notice after this spread, because of this spread, I was able to more confidently kind of like make a spread like have more layers to it as opposed to being like 2D. I don't know how to explain that in words. I don't know. Words are failing me for someone who writes on a regular basis. But um, I started going through a bunch of like Etsy stickers that are like reading because I love to read and just cozy up, especially at this time. And so I don't know. Like I just really was just playing with a lot of my stationery, I think is what it is. I Yeah. So I got excited about this calendar one. I was like, oh, I can mark, what day it is and all that jazz. But I didn't even stamp properly. I thought it was gonna overflow with ink because it was the first time I was using it, but it like underflowed. And even now, when I look at the spread, I don't know what happened. It like ran. I think I got water on it or something. I'm not really sure what I did, but the ink kind of like bled a bit. So not really sure what I did wrong. Maybe I put glue on the other side and that's what caused it to run. But I'm still kind of learning how to use a lot of these tools as I go. But this video is sped up beyond times two speed. It's at like times three speed, intermit like for most of it, I think, if not four, just because I'm making decisions. I'm like looking and very distracted in the sense that I'm like learning what I even have. And there were some things I was looking for, but I just like couldn't remember where I had put them. So, yeah. But I was really happy with this stamp. I just think this stamp is so cute. I don't know what it is about these like stamps. I'm just obsessed with stamps. This flower stamp just brought me so much joy, and that pink. I don't know what it is about this pink stamp coloring, the ink pad. It is so pretty on paper that I'm like thoroughly satisfied with my purchase. Like I'm so happy I bought it. Like it's from VersaCraft and it just is such a good pigmentation. Especially when I compared it to this red one, I was like, "Oh, this red one does not it's just like a stock ink pad from this kit that I had bought." You can see the like second kit that I bought from the same shop and yeah, their ink is just like very basic, but I just really love the way the pink came out. And I don't know why I did this, but I started taking out basically every letter in this cube, like in this already organized set. And oh, I regret it now because it becomes very hard to put it all back in after the fact. I should have just done it one at a time instead of pulling out the whole phrase that I wanted, which is because I had done the stamp of the flower on the inside and the outside, and I wanted to kind of like highlight isn't the right word, but to kind of like highlight, I guess, the pink stamp of the flower that's underneath the yellow paper. I did end up writing reveal what is hidden, but I had to write it out to make sure I didn't misspell anything. Yeah, the hidden kind of looks like Hilden because I pressed on the I too hard or I had too much ink, either one. But now you get to see me struggle with the stamp and putting everything away because I pulled it all out. And I just like went from hard to worse. I cannot to this day get those that particular set. I do not know how to put it back together so that it all fits properly. There's always like one stamp that has to like be shoved in like a weird angle so that it fits. Do you guys have a system? Do you keep your stamps like in their original packaging? I think for these alphabet ones and like stuff like that, I do. But for obviously like my loose ones that I bought that were like single block, I just kind of have them on like a shelf next to each other. But I don't know. For these ones, I feel like do I need to put them in their own box that I have so that like all the letter stamps are next to each other? How do you guys organize it? If you have any experience in that, I would love to know. Um, but yeah, so I put everything away and then with much difficulty. And then I kind of just decide to like stop playing around with like extra with too much extra stuff. I was going to use this sheet because I was really excited about it and I didn't in the end. I just was like, no, this doesn't like fit because again, I committed to the remember rest and the like 10 red lines and it just completely threw everything off. I love this tape that I used. I loved it in the last spread, so I really wanted to use it again in this spread. I don't know that it really fits it, but like it doesn't matter, whatever. We're just having fun here. It's just about having fun. Girls just want to have fun. And then because I'm resting, I was like reading Do Not Disturb sticker kind of fit the theme. Although visually it's like so like not the same vibes as everything else. Not that anything really matches any vibe. So then I grabbed a pink highlighter and a pink pen and I wrote kind of like a little diary entry of sorts, but I'm letting you all read it. So I guess, Yeah. I wrote, when I woke up, I knew she had arrived slowly, then all at once. Super dramatic. I think it's just it's like par for the course. Um, but I think it's also funny because I think for me in 2024 December, I really was kind of trying to approach December as like January, even though it obviously wasn't. I just wanted to like not wait until January to kind of prioritize myself, plan my like 2025 like life and goals and resolutions and all those different kinds of jazz. So I really wanted to emphasize on this concept of rest. And then you have me struggling a little bit off screen with the like sticker tape because of the angle of the book being open. It's like at a 40-ish 5-degree angle, and it just does not roll on nicely if you use it at that angle. So I had to like retry a couple times. And then I gave up and covered it with a sticker. If at first you don't succeed, try again by covering it up with stickers. And then I just kind of called it quits because I think this is one of those things where you just kind of keep going and it's a bit more of a train wreck rather than less the more you commit. But I mean, again, for me, it's about the process and just don't wait for anything to slow you down and enjoy that rest whenever it comes to you. And with that, I hope you have a Shem's day. Bye.